I said, the whole point of a sensitive person is that your nervous system is wired to pick more stimuli, which again, like the lady who originally made this theory popular is Dr. Elaine Aron. She wrote a book about the highly sensitive person, I think already in the 90s. And actually, I think ever since, a lot of studies have also been done. And they have now, I think, according to Wikipedia or something, said that there are at least 100 other species in the animal kingdom where they say it's the same thing. So usually 20-25% of the population are naturally wired differently to be able to pick more information up. Elaine Aron, she explains it as that her theory is, and I don't know if that's been proven, but it's that if you think of animals, they need the people who go, let's say the spies who go before the tribe, who are more, sometimes also the wise kings, but definitely who are more doing the advising, or but the ones who are not the fighters, or who are not, who are concerned really more with, the going in front, so picking up more information, but then also maybe the other characteristic is they process it more deeply as well. So they get more into their awareness, and then they process it more deeply. To then, for example, potentially, I don't know, animals, I guess, don't advise, but be able to communicate in whichever way, like it's safe to go there, it's not safe, this thing is safe, or this is not safe. So they might even be able to potentially, better be able to figure out if a plant is safe or not, I guess, in the animal kingdom. I don't know, I assume that's how it developed. And which of course means then that if you're a human person and sensitive and living in the 21st century, so we are very perceptive, like I said already, empathic, often creative, intuitive, because, what do you do when you're creative? You're just linking things, different things which are already there. Conscientious, often potentially a bit more detail oriented, but that's already going too much into, it could be different. Let me think.
Do you have any suppositions of what activities, let's not call them positions, but what activities these people might be well suited for in a business environment?
Yes and no. It's partly that's also where I want other people to do the thinking for what they think. So traditionally, often they've been called, there's the artists, there's the scientists, there's the philosophers, there, what else? Potentially the therapist, or, where you might need these skills. But I think I don't want to reduce it only to that, because, and that's, again, I have experienced it myself, that I, for example, have been able in some meetings around culture and stuff, but anyway, to voice things that were in the room, but not spoken, I mean, so which, I don't know if no one else picked them up or if no one else said them out loud. But the thing is, because, intuition, it's quite easy usually for sensitive people to just read between the lines, pick up things. And that's also where then, okay, but are you heard and seen is so important. So I think my opinion is should be important in most organizations. But I would almost put the question back, where do you think you could benefit from that? Empathy, we know, of course, usually they're brilliant with people.
Mm-hmm. I would see them as people doing new business development, actually, because you would need to scan the environment, sense where the trends are going to. So actually anywhere where you would need intuition. So I would put them in forward-thinking positions rather than something that is fixed and supporting.
I mean, I think, that's partly also where I was going with this whole idea of this talk today, is that I do think, everyone is gifted in their own unique ways, but they have this ability often to do a lot of deep thinking, for example, and potentially spotting trends or what, it could be a good idea. But equally, yes, I think they can be really good, for example, to build good relationships with clients or colleagues or something, or because they're very attuned, they notice everything, not everything. And it also depends on how much you develop, of course, your natural abilities, but they are more attuned also to, are things fair? Is there harmony? Is there justice? And all, because they just pick up more of everything. So they naturally also notice when things are not working so well. So yeah. Again, like I just think it's good for people to ask themselves where do they see them, or equally, if it's yourself, like where do you feel drawn to? And for me, and that was for me one thing where I knew I was looking for things where I could voice these things more as well. And then with the questions, was there room for that? And sometimes there wasn't, and sometimes there was, and that's fine. But of course, then the question is, like, is it a fit or is it not a fit? And do we want to move somewhere else, or do we not want to move somewhere else? Often the examples are around public speaking or something, or even Susan Cain, like the author herself. I think she was originally a barrister, and she's a shy, sensitive, introverted person, and holding her ground against more the traditional, oh, I'm holding this case and this is how it should be and stuff, was made not comfortable originally. But it's just by like owning it and also reconfirming why it is so important for her, she was able to do a brilliant job. And then until the opposite side was like, I just can't believe how tough and gentle you were, which is bringing her personality in and really owning it, but also really going for, yes, but I want to win this case, and she just drew on all the strengths she had, and she describes it beautifully in the beginning of her book, much better than I can. About she was smart, of course, she was clever, she was very well prepared. Again, sensitive people love preparing, I guess. They can overthink because they process so much. It was her career, she wanted to do well, and she knew she was very good with people. So she was possibly listening a lot and asking very good questions, and I don't know how she did it, but she did it her way. Or the other story is of a university professor who had to give lots of talks. He was, I think, always winning, like most appreciated lecturer or something by the students, but he was very introverted and possibly sensitive. So he had to make quite a few arrangements of having downtime. The whole thing with both introverts and sensitive people is that they need the time to recharge, the time to where there's not much happening, where they not need to be outgoing, maybe. Again, there are sensitive people who are extroverts, but like I said, they're a bit less. And he just had to arrange things like, I don't know, but like having quiet lunch breaks. He was giving presentations to outside of university or something. But anyway, he always, and then would go to the bathroom to have his break there. And you get the idea. It's like you say, like really owning your strengths, and that's kind of back to coming, first of all, it's the understanding if what is your personality or your natural way of being. And that's why I try to give you a few technical ideas as well, hopefully, to clarify it if you're not clear about if you might be that or not. And then making arrangements, like communicating it, making arrangements, setting boundaries, redesigning your day. So sensitive people also can, struggle with energy levels. Like quite a few of them actually have physical disabilities or things, which also means like they need to really be even more mindful of, when are they in a good energy level and when are they not, and when can they do, maybe more important tasks and when is it better for them just to do something that doesn't need so much of the energy or something, or when do they need to retreat? All these things of like it's almost like this whole idea of putting yourself first, but then you're able to contribute more for everyone, for yourself as well as for others.